Morning, guys. Raptor Freak Alexiot's here. It's game day, y'all. The 20th is finally here. Are you hyped? Are you ready for Raptors basketball to be back, baby? In the six, in the T dot, in the big smoke, baby. Yes. Washington tonight. Okay. Let me do my injury report preview first, real quick, and then I'll get on to some other notes about what's going on with the team. Washington has pretty much the similar kind of injuries as they did last week when we played them in preseason. Hashimura is still out. Winston's out, and another guy's out, and Beal is day to day. But Beal's probably going to play tonight. It's his knee, and he's had it evaluated a couple times the last couple days, and it's been pretty good, the prognosis. One thing about Bradley Beal, though, is really important. Yes, MK. Good morning. Let's go, Raps. Woo! Bradley Beal is one of the unvaccinated, y'all. Like, he's one of the known unvaccinated players. So when he comes here to Toronto today, starting today, like, y'all be around town. If you see Bradley Beal on the street, call the RCMP because they'll take him to jail. I'm not lying. That's the rules this year. If a player's not going to be unvaccinated and they're coming to Canada to play us, they can play, but they have to stay in their hotel the whole time. Otherwise, they can only be at the game and play in the game. They can't do anything else. So if anybody sees Bradley Beal around town, call that tip line because, yeah, we could get a scandal on him real quick. I'm just saying, y'all, that's the truth of it. He's unvaccinated. We have rules. And if you see him out there doing the Drake life today in Toronto, you don't get that right now, Bradley. You're not vaccinated. We have vaccine passports in Toronto. We're doing things a certain way. You get with the program or you stay home. You stay in your hotel room. All right. Like last week, I'm going to say real quick, we need to worry about Washington's bigs and we need to worry about their three-point shooting. So it's really, really important that we get to guys like Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, Bradley Beal, and Spencer Dinwiddie on the three-point line. And that's going to be just really closing out and contesting shots. Down low, we need to contain Gafford. Gafford is a huge problem. I'm telling y'all, he's DeAndre Ayton East. He's like the Eastern DeAndre Ayton. And he can eat us up, just like a Drummond or an Embiid. So we need to watch out for Gafford. There's going to need to be putting some bodies on him. Now, I'm hoping the Raptors start their veteran core that I'm really high on, which is Fred VanVleet, Gary Trent Jr., OG Anunoby, Kem Birch, but Pascal normally. But Pascal's not going to be there tonight. No Pascal and no Yuta Watanabe. Chris Boucher might be there. He could play tonight, but I'd rather not rush him back. I'd rather just see him on Boston on Friday. But we'll see. Boucher may be in the game tonight, so no big deal either way. But that's the thing. We can speculate about who's the starting lineup tonight for the Raptors. Are they going to go veteran and guys from last year? Or are they going to go like veteran with Goran? Like, I think that it's going to be the only two really for sure are Fred and OG. We know those two guys are going to be in the starting lineup. But other than that, it's really kind of wide open. Like, it could be Gary or Goran. It could be Precious or Kem. It could be Scotty in there somewhere. I mean, in some ways, I was thinking about it. Scotty Barnes starting today is kind of nice. He should maybe start his first NBA game. I don't know. We have no idea. And you know what? Because we don't have any idea, do you think Wes Unseld Jr. has any idea who we're going to start tonight? I don't think he does. I don't think he has any idea what to plan for tonight. Even with that game the other night, he can't make a game plan for us. He played us last week, but he still can't make a game plan for us. And you know what else? I want to talk about something that I realized yesterday. I was like, what? You know what? Something's not making sense. You know what it is? Have you guys ever remembered a preseason or training camp where a coach would come out in press conferences and basically tell his whole playbook? Like, just come out and just say, yeah, we're doing this play. We're running this kind of offense. We're going to have guys down in this place. This is the thing. Nick Nurse is being very open. In some ways, he's acting like Babe Ruth. He's pointing at the center field wall. In some ways, he's being like Michael Jordan. He's telling the other teams, this is what I'm going to do to you. And you know what? You can't do a damn thing about it. This is the thing. We've been so open in these press conferences, in the training camps, about our coaching, about our plays, about our X's and O's. And to me, I don't remember a coach ever being that open about it. Because in some ways, it is like baseball, stealing signals, and the Houston Astros scandal and stuff like that. You don't want the other team to know your proprietary coaching strategies. But these guys, he doesn't care. He's going to lay it all out in front of them and say, yeah, this is what we're doing this year, guys. Positionless schemes. We're doing a flex offense. We're doing all this stuff. And you know why he's telling all of us this? Because he has confidence that they're going to do it no matter what, that they're not going to be able to stop us. Why would he tell everybody what he's doing? If he didn't think that, he would shut up. He wouldn't tell us what he was doing with his plans. But I think they're confident that this is going to be successful. This is why he can go in a press conference and say, this is what I'm doing with my players. Hello, Washington coaches. Hello, Boston coaches. This is what I'm doing with all my players. It is just like Michael Jordan on the court. Michael would do that. He would tell the guy who's guarding him, he's like, I'm going to go left. This guy couldn't do nothing. I'm going to go right. He couldn't do nothing. It's the same stuff. That's why I was like, I just realized, why are we so open about this? Why are we giving away our secrets? It's because they know it's going to work. It's because they know that they're all doomed. They're all doomed. That this won't fail. That Nick Nurse is like, yeah, this is what we're doing. I'm going to tell you what we're doing. Isn't that amazing? That is confidence, y'all. That's what OG said. We're a confident team. That it's insane to me. It's insane. Have you ever heard of a coach giving his own game plan before he even plays his game in the season? He's been doing that. All right. More notes. Fred VanVleet had an interview yesterday, and I thought it was amazing. And I want to make a designation for Mr. VanVleet for this year, because what he answered in one of the questions that was asked of him yesterday was fantastic. You know, he's been getting a lot of questions this preseason about the positionless scheme and him not being 6'9". And where does he fit in this? And is he worried about maybe being phased out on the team or not being important at some point? You know what he said? What do you mean I'm a short guy? I'm crazy. I think I'm as tall as all of them. I don't see it that way. To me, it's like Fred is like the little dog at the dog park that thinks he's a giant dog. He thinks he's just as big as a St. Bernard or a Husky. What's up, Click 2 a.m.? Are you ready to go? That's what I'm saying. Fred VanVleet's a small dog with a big dog attitude. He doesn't think he's 6 foot, around 6 foot tall. He doesn't think that. He thinks way bigger. And he's only like when he said he went home and he saw Pascal next to him, he's like, whoa, Pascal's a big guy. But in his mind, he's just as big. He thinks in practice, I can stop the big guys, but the big guys can't stop me. What's the problem? I can play defense on the big guys. What's the problem? I'm just as tall as them. So what I'm thinking, guys, is we need to make Fred VanVleet the honorary tallest player on the team. He's 6'10" this year, Gall. Fred VanVleet, starting center. How about that? We'll say Fred VanVleet's our starting center. This is positionless center. We make the rules, baby. So we put that scouting report and we tell them, that's right, the blocks, baby. We tell them we've listed as Fred VanVleet, C. Let's put it there. The C stands for captain and center. And that'll just mess up some plans. Like, what? Fred VanVleet's our center? This doesn't make any sense. That'll make their heads explode. Like, how do we plan for that? Because he could play center in some ways. In this positionless scheme, he may get switched around on a big guy and have to guard somebody down low and play that doorstop defense where he just, I'm here. You're not getting past me. Nope, you're not getting around me because I'm like a doorstop and I have stopped you. I'm wedged right in there and you're not getting around me. No, you're not. So that's what I'm saying, y'all. Fred VanVleet is honorarily the tallest player on this team this year. Let's give him 10 more inches. Let's say he's 6'10" and say Fred VanVleet is the honorary center of the team. Everybody say, who's the center on this team? Who's the center on the team? Oh, it's Fred. Fred's our center. And then just watch their heads explode. Like they don't know what's going on. It's crazy. Good morning, Sue. Yes, we're in it, baby. We're ready to go tonight. We're ready to go. Whoa. All right. So Fred, honorarily the tallest player on the team in my mind this year. And why don't we start messing with them and say our starting center this year is Fred VanVleet. And Nick Nurse, Look at him. He's so he's putting it all out there. He's laying it all out there for the other teams to know in our press conferences, talking about, oh, we're going to do these rotations and our guys are going to be able to know all the spots and rotate and play all the positions and all this stuff. That's because he's calling his shot, because nobody's going to be able to stop it. Nobody's going to be able to stop it. If he was worried about what he's doing right now, not working, he would be quiet about it. He wouldn't be talking about it in press conferences. Goran Dragić wouldn't be talking about how he's doing a pistol play in the games. No, we're not worried about people stopping us. We're telling everybody our playbook. That's how confident we are. All these prognosticators and people are all like, well, are they going to make the playoffs? Meanwhile, our coach is just saying, hey, yeah, we're doing this and we're doing this, and we don't care because we're going to do it no matter what. It's that kind of thing right now. I think it's amazing. And honestly, I can't wait for tonight. I know all y'all can't wait for tonight, just like me, because I want to see this in action. I want to see how they handle Gafford tonight. Like, are we going to handle Gafford way better than last week? Because we didn't handle Gafford very well, but we did put in our bench guys a lot last week. That's the thing. We're going to play a more solid core this week than last week. Last week, we're playing our third stringer guys. We're trying to make the team. This week, we're going to get a whole full game of the top 10, 12 guys on our team. And it's going to be fun, guys. And I hope this is important. If any of y'all are going to the game, anybody going to the game, you have to be as loud as hell. I know you're going to, because it's all built up. It's been 600 days, y'all, since the Raptors had a regular season game in Scotiabank Arena. Let's bring that 600 days worth of energy with us. And once they get wings behind our wind. Oh, yeah, they do. They go, woo, because we buoy them. We push them to new levels of energy. We get Scotty Barnes with that energy, and we put more of our energy in Scotty Barnes and Precious Achiuwa. And, oh, my gosh, the other team is not wanting to play us. No, they're not. No, they're not. Now, I'm interested to see if Washington has got their shit together a little bit better than last week, because they didn't win a preseason game. I have no confidence in their coach, a rookie coach, Wes Unseld Jr. He has no respect with the referees. Nick Nurse has respect with the referees. He has a championship, and he has a relationship with a lot of the referees, and he can get stuff done. In fact, he has one of the best percentages of winning challenges in the NBA, Nick Nurse. So that's a big factor in this game tonight, that Wes Unseld has no respect or credibility. And, the other thing is, I still don't think this Washington team is together at all. They're going to be coming in as separate entities, guys that just got thrown together. And to me, they're, like I said, a lot of mid-level kind of talent guys from other teams. Sure, we got to worry about Beal. We got to worry about Harrell. We got to worry about Gafford. But we can contain these guys and minimize what they do. Like, I'd love to see Precious get into it with Harrell, like really stop Harrell from doing none of that stuff that he did last week with scoring. So Sue's going to the game, screaming until you can't talk no more. That's right, Sue. I don't hear your voice or talking, but I want you to type tomorrow like your voice is hoarse. If we interact tomorrow in the show tomorrow, I want to see the hoarseness in your typing. That's how loud I want you to be. But it's going to be fun tonight, y'all. I'm so glad that you're going. I'm so glad that so many great Raptor fans are going tonight, and they're going to greet these guys back in the proper way, in the loud way, and they're going to feel the love, and they're going to realize that Tampa was a nightmare, and that this is the way, this is the real Raptors atmosphere and the real place. So I'm excited, y'all. I don't know how much more I have to say. I think I just ran through all my stuff like that. Nick Nurse, very confident, sharing our whole playbook to the press and everybody. They know what we're going to do, and they're not going to be able to do a damn thing about it. That's basically what I'm seeing right now. Goran Dragić yesterday called out a whole bunch of his former teammates for being unathletic. They asked him yesterday. See, this is the thing. Dragić has changed his tune just a little bit recently. He said that this is the most athletic team he's ever been on in the NBA and all of his time in the NBA. That the Raptors are the most athletic team he's ever been on. That's amazing. And then he called out Jared Dudley and Louis Scola for being unathletic, which I thought was pretty funny. But then he admitted that he's probably the least athletic guy on the Raptors right now. Wow. And also, Goran originally said that Toronto was very similar to Miami in an earlier interview, but he rescinded that last night and said, no, this is a lot different than Miami. I'm starting to realize this. And you could tell that he's a true professional, and he's excited at the prospect of contributing and being a part of this team this year. That it's not like he feels out or not a part of it. He is a part of it. And I think that he's going to figure in for us in some ways really big this year that we didn't even think. So I'm glad we're open. The relationship between him and us is a lot better than what he did this summer in Slovenia with that. All right, let's see. I'm going to see what you guys are saying here. Lumpy Rex, good morning. Goran's interview was great. It was good energy. He's just been, honestly, the perfect words for him is professional. Because, like, to me, it's like that old movie with Natalie Portman when she was really young. He's the professional. That's what I want to call him this year. Goran, the professional Dragić. Because it's all about being professional. He may have eyes on being Doncic's little buddy next year, but he's going to be here for 1 year. He's going to be professional. And he's going to try and mess around and get a championship on the down low. I'm telling you all that. He sees it, and he understands that if they get their act together, and they do, this is what Fred said. He knows they can do this. It's just they have to do it. They can't just say they're going to do it. They have to do it. So this is the thing. They do it. We're going to be in good shape because this is the thing. Our team is confident. Our team has a game plan. And Fred even said it. We got to go through the steps again. The steps of like late game situations, close game situations, the losing, all the different kinds of little steps that a team goes through. The stuff that Colin DeMar went through most of the 2010s to get to the championship eventually. But see, this is the thing. We're lucky. Fred VanVleet, Pascal Siakam, OG Anunoby, they have the roadmap. They've seen the path. They know the staircase, and they know what it looks like. And it may look a little different with this group and this thing. It may be a little bit of a different pace. It may not be as long or arduous, tenuous pace as it was the original one, the climb to the championship. This one may be a little quicker, and this one may be a little better because they may know some shortcuts. Well, not shortcuts. I don't like that word. But like they know a quick way, or they know how to expedite things. They know what's essential and important for the ingredients to get on that path and get through those steps faster. Because it really is. It's like a team learns and matures through adversity and different things. And those late game situations can be really important. The Raptors are great the last 7 or 8 years at the end of the game and controlling the game and winning the game, managing the game. And we have to make sure that that's still here this year. We have guys that know how to manage the end of the game still, like Fred and Pascal, but they need to put it in with all the guys and see how we manage the game in those pressure situations. Because like Fred said, when the lights are on, it's different out there than practice and all this kind of stuff. All right, let's see what else is going on. MK, I hope we see more of the big lineups. Yep, man. You know, we could really do some nasty stuff. Like, seriously, Chris Boucher at the 2. Think about that. Fred's our point guard, and Chris Boucher's our shooting guard. This is a possibility this year. It sounds insane. Last year, we were playing OG and Pascal at center. This year, we could play them at 2. We could put OG at 2 and Pascal at 3. And it's just like we don't lose anything for speed, and we keep size and strength. It's going to be nasty. Like, that versatility and that kind of length is going to be so, so nasty. These teams won't know what to do with them. And when Washington, Washington's got some big players, and we got to contain Gafford. I can't say this enough. Gafford is the most dangerous guy on this team other than Bradley Beal. So hopefully Bradley Beal gets contained like Barnes last week. Last week, Barnes contained Beal, or Beal was just off. He was like 1 for 11 and garbage. So, all right, yeah. Simmons. Oh, man, MK, you just brought up Simmons. I don't understand how anybody thinks Ben Simmons is a good player at this point. All right, first of all, I have to really question his intelligence because he was playing in practice with his cell phone and his sweatpants. Like, no, anybody who's played street ball, you can't play with your cell phone and your sweatpants like that because you know it's going to go flying out and you're going to have a cracked screen. So right there, right then, I don't think Ben Simmons is that intelligent. Or if he's going to play with his cell phone in his sweatpants, is he really going all out? Is he really going all out? Because he's worried about that cell phone flying out and cracking the screen. Like, you're dumbass. He's not vaccinated. He's doing all this stupid stuff about wanting to get traded, and now he's getting kicked out of practices and playing with his cell phone and sweatpants. Any of y'all Raptor fans, like somebody this morning was saying, Josh Lewenberg or somebody, oh, I would trade him straight up for Pascal today. You're idiots. You are idiots. Anybody who would trade Pascal Siakam for Ben Simmons straight up, just get out of here. Get out of here. Who are you? You must be Australian or something. You're crazy. Because that's the dumbest trade I've ever heard in my life. No. You don't trade Ben Simmons straight up for Pascal Siakam. What is wrong with people? No. All right, let's see what else. Click 2 a.m. If you force Gafford off the three-point line, he becomes useless. Yeah, I don't understand that totally, because the problem with him is down low. Gafford can eat us up. He really is. I keep saying he's 8 and East. He's DeAndre 8 and East. That's what he looks like to me. And like he could be like that. Ben is just zoned out. He's just there for a check. Exactly. You don't want somebody like that. Even somebody like Goran, who he's not in the situation he exactly wanted, but he's seeing this is a good situation now. He could have zoned out easily. He could have been just like him. That's about being professional. Is knowing that you're on a team and being a professional on that team. Ben Simmons is obviously not a professional. He shouldn't be playing professional basketball because he's not a professional. He has no professional skills because he doesn't act like a professional. So I never want players like that on this team in Toronto. No. I don't care how good they are. I don't care how talented they are. They could be the next LeBron. And if they're just like Ben Simmons, I don't want them. No, because I can get talented enough hardworking guys that are going to put in the energy and do it right and make up for that lack of talent compared to that guy. Because that guy could be super talented, but he has no heart. He doesn't work hard. He doesn't do the little things that win games for people. So that's what I'm saying. Yeah, we don't want or need Simmons. Too much drama. All right, let's see. MK saying, I would trade Ben for Dragić and Boucher. Nothing. I don't want him in the first place. It's a non-starter for me. I didn't want him before all this trouble. I really didn't, guys. I've never, ever seen the hype with him. When we played them in the playoffs, he wasn't like even their third best player to me in Philadelphia. When we beat them in that 7-game series with Kawhi, he wasn't even the third best player on that team to me. Like, I don't understand the hype. I don't see it. Yeah, sure, he's a big guy who can dribble, and supposedly he can play defense. But his team's never a good defensive team, is it? Has the Philadelphia 76ers really been a good defensive team in the last couple of years at all? Have they? Seriously? No, they haven't. They haven't been as good as us on defense? No. So it's like he's so overblown and hyped. Like I said, he's an NBA golden child. He came into the league, and the league anointed him. You will be who we want to push. And touched him on the forehead. Say, you will be our cash cow, young man. We love you, and we will push you, even though you're a dumbass who plays in your practice with your cell phone in your sweatpants. Like, seriously. Oh, my gosh. All right, anyway, I don't want to talk about Ben Simmons anymore because we're going to face him at some point. And it's going to be hilarious what happens when they come here. And another one, that's right, get on that RCMP tip line because he's not vax either. And if you see Ben Simmons living that Drake life in Toronto this year, call him. Hello, RCMP. I see an unvaccinated NBA player running around Toronto. I don't like snitching or stuff like that. But listen, if Boston has a history of being dirty with fire alarms and bomb threats with opposing teams' hotels, this isn't a big deal because this is just the law. And if you see an unvaccinated NBA player running around in Toronto, they get fined or go to jail. That's just the truth. That's the law right now. So, all right, click 2 a.m. It's not even about Ben anymore. It's the Sixers organization. The front office is dysfunctional, and this situation caused more instability. It definitely, yes, that's what I'm saying, y'all. They all look at the tip of the iceberg that's out of the water, and they project what the team's going to do from that, but they don't look at the whole bottom of the iceberg that's under the water that's holding up the team. And that iceberg in Philadelphia has cracks all over it. It's losing ice. It's fallen. It's part of climate change. It's sad, but it's true. Their iceberg isn't that solid, and our iceberg is solid like a diamond. Like there ain't no cracks in the Toronto Raptors organization iceberg. But in places like Boston and Philadelphia and Brooklyn, there are a lot of cracks in their icebergs. And the press may not look at them, or we may not see all of them because they're behind the scenes. But you're exactly right. Click 2 a.m. The Philadelphia 76ers front office has been inept and messed up for a long time. This isn't new. They've always been kind of messed up. So, yeah, put Al Horford in jail. That's what I'm saying, y'all. Watch on these anti-vaxxers if they're out. Well, Al Horford actually has COVID. I don't know if he may be vaxxed though too, but I don't know. Do you think tanking wins championships? No. And the reason why I think this is that you're building a culture of losing to get a pick. And it's not like you can switch it like a light switch on and off. This is why I don't like when LeBron coasts or thinks he doesn't have to try during the season. He can just turn it on. It's a similar thing that you can't just turn it on like that. You have to go all out all the time. That your body, it plays a certain way. And if you're used to dogging it and just kind of taking it easy, that's who you become. So franchise try and loses for like 2 or 3 years, they get a culture of losing. And that's what's happened with Philadelphia. They have a loser culture because they did all this tanking, 5 or 6 years ago to get players, and they haven't figured out how to get out of that losing culture, that tanking mindset. And that's why we never want to be like that or go that way. Because first of all, we've proven we don't need high lottery picks. We were lucky and got a high lottery pick this year, but that's the exception for the Raptors. We'd much rather have a 20th around 20 pick or in the second round pick and make it into Pascal Siakam, make it into OG Anunoby, make it into something like that, because we make the best of what our draft picks are. So we don't need lottery picks. So tanking is useless. It's useless. All it does is make our team good at losing. Let other teams have the folly of thinking that that's the way to go, and they'll end up like Houston. They'll end up like Philadelphia. They'll be awful. They'll be bad. So, all right, let's see. MK, I keep seeing people say we can't succeed unless we tank. Yeah, they're idiots. Those people are not real fans. Those people are probably Leaf fans. Those people are people that have been bombarded with disappointment from their team for years and years, and they've given up on life and in sports. They've just given up. They're idiots. They don't know that you can't have that kind of attitude and win. You cannot tank and be a winning team in like 2 or 3 years from that, because you can't reverse that culture in your whole structure of your organization. So anybody who's saying that, I personally believe that when people talk about the team or their fandom, it's a reflection of how they feel about themselves. So maybe these people think that they can't do a whole lot in their own lives, and they're like, oh, we should just lose and then we get better that way. No, go for it. Believe in yourself. Bet on yourself. That's what we're saying. Click 2 a.m. There's people saying we're going to be 13th in the East, yet they contradict their predictions by saying we're a good team overall. So Americans are hilarious. Yeah, it can't be one or the other, guys. I mean, listen, I'm not going by my heart is very slanted to think that they're going to do well. But I think there's some real truth and evidence in what I'm saying. When you build a team around defense, you're usually going to win. And especially if you have plus defenders. Like if you have a few plus defenders, that's nasty. And we've got a bunch of plus defenders. And we have the ability to cover people really hard. Like I really think it's going to be really hard for people to score points in Toronto, just in general. Like they're not going to be, their shooting percentages are going to be under 30% or around 30%. And they're going to have like way less points than they normally average against other teams against us. That's just how it's going to be. Yes, Darren, let's go. The over-under is 36.5 games. We're crushing that. Oh, for sure. This is what I'm saying. I put a bet down, baby. I even put a $100 bet down at the beginning of the season that they're going to win a championship. I could be a very rich man by the time as April comes, because those odds were fantastic because of all these idiots that think they know what they're talking about out there about how good we're going to be. I seriously did do that. Put $100 on them to win a championship. You know how much that's going to be next year if they do? Oh, my gosh. Because I regret not putting any money on them the championship year. You know what I'm saying? Because nobody thought that. And that's a really good odds. So, all right, let's see what else is going on. Kevin Mulcair, welcome. The Raps had a strategic tank job last year. You know what? I wouldn't say it was a full tank job. I would say that, listen, they had the gears shifting a couple different times last year. Like in the middle when they were rolling, they were trying to make the playoffs, and they were a top 4 Eastern team before COVID struck us. And then, after the COVID thing, it was kind of like, you know what? I wouldn't say we tanked. What we did was we held out our best players near the end of the season to not get as many wins that we could have. and gotten into the play-in, because going in the play-in would have been useless. In fact, I'm so glad we got out of Tampa as quick as we could. There was no reason for us to get in the playoffs last year. Tampa crowd didn't deserve playoff basketball, first of all. And second of all, it would have just prolonged a hell season. So it was much more valuable for us to not make the play-in. We got good luck in the lottery, got the 4th pick, and our guys got rest for the whole summer. So many summers recently, our guys have not gotten a good amount of rest, whether it's playing deep into the playoffs or just having crazy bubble, stupid shit going on. So their rest this summer is almost in a way a commodity also, because they are fresh. They're all fresh and they're ready to go. It was a team like Giannis and the Bucks. They were just playing almost in August. So there's been it's strategic. Yes, you're right. The word strategic is a good word here, but I wouldn't use the word tank. I would use just strategic holding guys in and out of games. Like Lowry didn't play much at the end of the season. Fred didn't either. So that was just, and that's by design. But I wouldn't say that's a full tank, because we were trying to get in the playoffs pretty much right up until COVID hit us. We were. And then it was kind of like, it's like they came back from a shitty start, got to that point, and then that happened. What are they going to do? It's stop, start. Just throw it out. It's a wash. So, yeah, it was worth it for Scotty. You're right. And this is the thing. Things work out the way they're supposed to. But never, ever, ever. I hate this. We don't want to call our team tanking or even talk about tanking this year. It's a stupid idea because we have a great team. We want to teach Scotty how to win. We don't want to teach Scotty how to lose. That sounds dumb. Like if he wanted to learn how to lose, he would have got drafted by Orlando. No, he's on a winning team. He needs to be taught all the little ingredients that make a team win and win championships. So, yeah, Darren's right. See, I like what Darren's saying. 45 plus easy and the 4th seed in the East. This is what I've been saying, y'all. We're going to be in the top 4 in the East, and we're going to have a winning record overall. We're not going to have a losing record this year. We're just too good. And teams are sleeping on us. Not only are the NBA, the other teams are sleeping on us, our own fans are sleeping on us right now because they just don't have any confidence. They're jaded Toronto fans of other sports, and they're so used to being disappointed and not getting their hopes up. So they have a hard time looking at the Raptors right now because they're unknown. They don't understand basketball completely sometimes because they're more hockey fans. But people like me and you guys that watch basketball, that understand what they're doing right now, we can prognosticate or predict that this team is going to be very good. Oh, it's going to be very, very good. And the NBA is on notice. They are secretly on notice. And they're going to find out real quick that the city of Toronto, baby, behind me on that picture is going to be big time in the NBA this year. That they're going to have to fear and respect us this year. They're going to have to. Oh, yes, they will. Okay, MK47, playoff in Tampa would have been horrible. Of course it would have been horrible. It would have just drawn things out. It's like, let's just go home. It's like being at a party and they're like, let's play some more games, party games. And you're just like, I just want to go home. I don't want to be here. You're like, I got to get out of here. Bye. That's what they had to do. Because honestly, if we had to come back to Tampa this season because of COVID issues, and not be here right now for tonight, I would have been so pissed off. And you know who I've been pissed off? I would have been pissed off at the population of Ontario for not getting their act together with the vaccinations and doing things. But we've done a home run. We've done great here. City of Toronto is one of the safest, best places to live right now in COVID times right now. We're opened up and our numbers are low and our vax rates are high. So I'm proud of you, Toronto and Ontario. And proud of you for helping us get the Raptors back here. We all did our part, and we did a good job. So let's see what else is going on here. Kevin, yes, sir. At a certain point in the year, it was over. Masai knows what's up. Not a bunch of losers like Philly who lost 5 years in a row and still no chip. Yeah, that process was stupid. Like even Embiid, I love Embiid. He's great, but he's a relic, guys. He hurts Philadelphia in some ways. Like he helps them a lot, but he hurts them a lot too. So, all right, Darren, COVID is evil, ruined last year. Yep, Nets look bad, no D. I didn't watch the games last night. I don't know who won the games last night. Like I said, I'm tunnel vision. I'm just looking at the Raptors, paying attention. That's great if the Nets look bad. I did hear something like Kevin Durant should be pissed at Kyrie Irving right now because of what he's doing to his team right now. Or like somebody had a meme with Kevin coming up behind Kyrie with the vaccine. Like he's going to put it in his neck behind him. I love that. Lakers look like Swiss cheese. Yeah, Lakers have no defense. Nobody on that team's going to play defense. They're too old to. They can't hustle. Well, think about when they get to play us. Think about when they get to play us and they get to see these young guys run all over them. The Lakers are not going to like playing the Raptors this year. They are not. The Lakers are like a retirement home team this year, guys. They're all like 35 plus. They're like the opposite of us. We got one 35-year-old and then all under 30. And they're all like 35 and up and maybe a couple of 20-year-old guys. So the Lakers are in trouble on the down low. I mean, I don't understand their thinking. They think that there's like some sort of new dream team or LeBron's traveling all-stars or something like that. No, they're going to get reality real quick. And Swiss cheese, that sounds like a great idea for their defense this year. Click 2 a.m. Nets have no interior defense. Lakers will take a while to develop chemistry. Their defense might be horrendous this year. Yeah, just like what I was just saying, man. And I love these updates because, listen, y'all, you can update me on other teams because I'm not going to pay attention to them. I'm laser focused on the Raptors. I'm taking in all the Raptors content, listening to all the interviews, seeing all of their Instagrams, watching all the Twitter and stuff. But I can't do the whole NBA. I can't cover it or look at it that way. So you guys could be my eyes on other teams and give me scouting reports on what happens in other games. That'd be great because I love getting information from your all's eyes and not from the biased media. So if you tell me this is what's going on with the Lakers and the Nets, thank you. I love it. Oh, Chriscom, welcome. I put 200 on the Raps making the playoffs. That's right, baby. Bet on yourself. That's what Fred said. It's easy money, baby, because the speculation's so stupid and so biased and so slanted. Why don't we just take their money? Come on, Raptor fans. Go out there and make a bet today, and we'll just make some money. We'll bring some economy to Toronto because everybody thinks we're a bad team. We could make a lot of money this year, guys. I put $100 on for a championship. I think the odds are really good. I could get like 26,000 or so. I don't know how much. I don't know the odds. I'm not a good money guy, but I know it'll be a lot of money. Okay, Darren, LeBron is going to need real help this time. Yeah, LeBron always needs help. This is the thing. LeBron acts like he wants to do everything. But then he doesn't let anybody do anything. But then when it's time for him to do everything, he doesn't do everything. Like that last game we played them, the last game Kyle Lowry played in against the Lakers in LA last season, LeBron quit on the team. Like before the game was even over, he left the bench and went to the dressing room because he didn't even want to watch his team lose to the Raptors and Kyle get that win over him. To me, that's horrible leadership. That's horrible standard to set for your team and just shows that you don't really give a shit about your team at all, that you couldn't even sit on that bench, that you had to walk back to the dressing room because you're so salty that you just got beat by the Raptors. So, the LeBron in some ways, I love LeBron because he's done good things for the game. He's a humanitarian outside the game, and there's a lot of things about him outside the game I really love. But there's things about him inside the game that I don't, that I think he's bad for the game. But I think he's a good person and his heart's a good place. I don't hate LeBron. I just don't like him as a basketball player. I don't like how he acts and what he does. I think that he's really is one of the greatest of all time for sure. All right, let's see. Game day, baby. Yes, fun guy. All right, click 2 a.m. Canada has done well with COVID. Only place that has been screwing things up is Alberta, yes. And overall, Canada is much safer than many places right now when it comes to COVID. Yeah, we have a couple of advantages. We have a very sparse population spread out around a lot of places, but a place like Toronto with 10 million people running around the whole GTA, we did a good job. That's, you know what, this is the thing. Toronto is a great example and metaphor for the rest of the world. We are a cultural mecca of everybody from all around the world, and everybody comes together and puts their differences aside and comes together for a collective effort and makes this kind of difference with this, and it shows that everybody can be on the same page. And I love that about Toronto, that we are people from everywhere and we are on the same page and we work together as a team. And that's why we're such a strong city and a smart city, is because of our diversity and all the different people that come here with their experience and understanding of things. And I love that. I love this city. That's why I don't want to live anywhere else in this world but the city of Toronto with my Raptors, baby. All right, let's see. Lakers have no spacing. It was hard to watch. Yeah. I see. I want to watch beautiful basketball. I want to watch Raptor basketball because it's a beautiful thing. the offensive sets with the passing to get to the open guy, that extra pass, and the beautiful no-look pass, the unselfishness. The amount of assists we have this year are going to be pretty good, I think. Overall, I think the Raptors are going to average a lot of assists this year. And then you look at the defense, and we already talked about this, the way the defense rotates and gets to the open guy, constantly switching, no matter what. It's a beautiful thing to watch, too. I love beautiful basketball. I want to see good basketball, team basketball. And the Lakers, they may not be playing good basketball this year. It may be like superstar old guy basketball. We don't know. Click 2 a.m. I tell you, when LeBron retires, that Laker rebuild is going to be long. Yeah. Kenny, good morning. Golden State Warriors were shooting poorly, too. So who won that game? Can somebody just tell me who won that game with the Lakers and the Warriors last night? I know that somebody on my Facebook said that the refs were helping the Lakers because he's a Warriors fan. He was thinking that the refs were helping him. Okay, that MK, that's what happens when your player is also your GM. Yes, exactly, LeBron. Darren, Raptors in comparison looking solid. See, this is the thing. Compare us in any kind of way you want. Compare us organizationally. Compare us coach. Compare us president and GM. Compare us by rookie. Compare us by team captain. Compare us by all those different parameters. I'll put any of our equivalent to the other team's equivalent against them. And you know what? We got premium. We got premium in the best. We got the best of the best. We got 10 out of 10. So, all right, let's see. Lakers live in the past, making a big mistake. You know, the Lakers are such a storied franchise that they just get names sometimes to try and continue this legacy of greatness. And sometimes that's not enough. You can't just have names on your team. Remember when they had Shaq, Kobe, Gary Payton, and Karl Malone? Remember when they had all those guys, and remember how that went? Or remember when they had Steve Nash and Dwight Howard and Shaq or something like that? You remember how those teams went? Yeah. I could see this year being similar for the Lakers, that kind of disaster. What it was Gary Payton, Karl Malone, Kobe Bryant, and Shaq. Yeah, remember those teams? Yeah, they didn't do that well, did they? No, they didn't. All right, Darren, I hope to see me some Delano. Yes, I know that our Toronto guy's going to get to play. I think that, like I said in the preview earlier this year, that Delano's probably going to end up being a role player for us. He'll be a role player off the bench, and he may not get minutes every game, but I hope he gets chances to come in and shine. And over the year, he figures out like different little things he can do for us, like consistently, that the other teams don't want to see. And maybe his whole transition game, because he's really good going downhill. That's his thing. It's like in the open court going downhill, Delano is so dangerous. So dangerous, whether it's passing or just going to the basket and laying it in. I mean, if you look at his old BioSteel highlights, this man is a transition guy, and he's built for the way we're going to play this year. So I love it. Warriors won. Good. I'm glad the Warriors beat the Lakers. Good. I love that. They're 0-1 to start, baby. And good for Steph. I'll root for Steph. He's a Toronto kid in a way. So I love Steph in some ways. Jordan Poole looking amazing. That's good. All right, click 2 a.m. I want to see Scotty get more comfortable with dribbling and bringing the ball up and down the court. I would also love to see Nick use him as Marc Gasol in terms of playmaking at the top of the key. Yeah, I think that is probably something he'll do, that old Gasol kind of stuff up at the top. But, the stuff Gasol did, he's a genius. And that took like 15, 16 years in the NBA to really perfect and be that kind of playmaker at the top of the key like that. So we're going to have to give Scotty some time to get the instincts and the reps and the right, decisions in certain situations. But he could be that kind of guy. Like he could be that kind of an intelligent passer, because he loves doing it and he has the skills, and it's just him working on it and getting really good at reading the offense and what the defense is doing and making opportune things. But these cuts that guys are making, like Scotty had an interview this week where he's talking about who on the team cuts. Like he likes the way they cut. And he was talking about Champagny and Yuta and a couple of these guys that he loves work with the way they move off the ball. And that makes it really fun for a passer like him to try and thread those cut the passes to the cutter to make a really easy lay-in. And I think that's going to happen a lot this year. He's going to make some passes that we're all going to be like, whoa, that's cool. It's like he's going to have dunks. He's going to have passes. He's going to have defensive plays that look just amazing. He's going to be a highlight man. So you're going to see it. Let's see. Chriscom, thank you, Chriscom. Thank you. And subscribe, like, comment, share it with your friends. I'm doing this every morning. I'm going to do this every morning. I'm going to react to the game tomorrow morning, and I'll set up on Friday the Boston game and just day-to-day news and stuff. We keep everybody up to date and on the same page as fans, passionate fans. None of these halfway fans. We're real ones. We're for the team. We are pro for the team. We don't talk them down. We don't believe that they can't make the playoffs. We don't believe that they're not going to get 40 wins. We believe in them. That's what this channel is for, the Raptor Freak. That's what that says on the wall. Reserve parking, Raptor fans only. Don't come in here like you're a Raptor fan, but you're a Celtic fan and try and talk and troll with us. We ain't having that. If somebody comes in here and starts trolling me, oh, you'll see how I react to them and what I say to them. Oh, yeah, I might put a Jim Cornette promo on them. I'll put a wrestler promo on them. Watch. It'll be fun. I know that's going to happen eventually, but we'll see. Everybody's been very kind and on the same page with me, which I love. I love because the real fans are finding me. The real ones are finding me. I love it. All right, let's see. We need to start strong, go out Washington, and go take on Boston with confidence. I love that. I love that attitude. No let up. Let's put the foot on the neck and not let up. Just like, let's get a 20-point route. How about that, guys? Just like demoralize Washington. Make them wish they never crossed the border. Oh, my gosh. Ooh, that's what I want to see tonight. Fun guy. I love your thinking. Click 2 a.m. If OG plays the way he did in preseason for a majority of this year and Jordan Poole wins most improved player, then this is rigged. OG does so much more than him and has developed more than him year after year. Listen, we're going to get the Canada discount in the eyes of the NBA in award season and stuff like that. Sometimes they give us awards just to make us feel better, like Damon Stoudemire Rookie of the Year or, different things like that. So I kind of don't want to win any awards this year because that means that we've been successful and they're not trying to just kind of giving us a pity award or something like that. So no Rookie of the Year for Scotty. None of this 6 Man of the Year stuff. None of this stuff. Who cares? The NBA is going to give it, like you said. It is rigged in a way. They're going to give it to the person that will fit them the best. So half the time they'll give us a kudos award for being the Toronto team, just a little something. But I don't want that. I want to go in there and wreck the playoffs. That's what I want. That's the award I want. I want the team award of going in and wrecking their playoffs once again and messing up everything that they think that they want with their NBA storylines with Brooklyn and the Lakers. That's what I want. Let's wreck their storyline because they were trying to write a storyline in the NBA, but the Raptors may be reality. And that's the thing. When reality hits fantasy, we'll see what happens. Oh, yeah. Okay, MK47. If Delano gets a 3-point shot, it's game over. This is a thing. Yeah, I love this. These two rookies are so raw offensively, and they haven't honed or understood what their offensive game is going to be. They could go in all kinds of different directions. Like I was saying yesterday, Scotty Barnes could be a post player at some point. He is a big enough guy and skilled enough to be a post-up player. And Delano, yeah, if he gets a consistent 3 and he's hitting it, they're going to be so deadly. They're going to be so deadly, and they're going to help us so much. But this is the thing. We have a great team already, and they're not going to be pressured to contribute daily all the time. Like, Scotty's going to do it anyway. Like, he's going to contribute every game no matter what. Delano may have bad games here and there, but they're going to grow, and they're going to get better and better. But I love thinking about that. I didn't even think about Delano with a 3-point shot. That's nasty. That's the stuff that gives Doc Rivers nightmares. It's that, right? What you just said there, right there. Okay, Darren, yeah, can't wait for Boston. I don't want to get ahead of things, but yes, I am thinking about Boston a little bit in the back of my head right now. It's going to be tight, but yeah, we need to go there and win because this is the thing. We had a really good week since the last preseason. From what I'm hearing from camp just in the last week, they have worked really hard, and they're really happy with the gains we're seeing, the progress we're seeing with taking in the system and seeing it. Like OG said the other day, the young guys are listening to all the coaches and all the players, and as soon as they tell them to adjust something, they're switching it. and it's getting switched and fixed right away. So these little mistakes and little things that they're doing are getting switched and fixed right away. That's why I think they're going to be way better than anybody thinks, faster, is because they can learn. They're teachable, and they've got great teachers, and they're quick to learn, and they're instituting it right away. That's why I'm saying. All right, let's see. Okay, Darren, real fans, not like that Will Upton. I haven't watched Will Upton that much. I've seen his name on YouTube and stuff like that. Listen, I'm not a pessimist. I'm the ultimate optimist, and I want all y'all to be like me. This is what what I'm doing is trying to be a role model for Raptor fans, because I feel like we've been too cynical. We've been too down on ourselves, and I know part of it is the Leafs and how the Leafs have lost over the years. It's taught us a culture of losing in the city to a degree. But we're not the Leafs. We're the Raptors, baby. And we're ready to go. That's right. All right, let's see. Click 2 a.m. Will Upton is annoying. He's a Rockets Bulls fan, but uploads a video about the Raptors every because he gets views. Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that. If he's a Rockets Bulls fan, why don't you make content for those teams? Put your passion into your passion. Don't like make subterfuge kind of crap, some propaganda BS. Yeah, okay. Well, I won't even check him out then, because I've seen him around, but I hadn't like really watched him or anything. So it sounds like I'll just avoid him. Let's see. He's a rap fan, closet Raps fan. See, that's the thing. A lot of people are closet Raps fans. They act like, oh, I'm a Miami fan and stuff. These are bandwagoners. These are flavor of the month kind of fans. Because then when they see us do stuff and we're badass and we're cool to watch and like, oh, Scotty Barnes, Precious, all this stuff, and they're like, that's a cool vibe. We want to get on that too. And I'm like, no, you're not a real one. Because they're so quick to leave us when their real team starts doing better and stuff like that. So no, we don't want those fans. We want real ones. We want real ones like y'all. Yes, I love this. Okay, let's see. 3 true rap fan YouTubers: NBA Chef, Raptor Freak, and Gubtown. Thank you. Once again, I appreciate that. I love Chef. I love his enthusiasm. I love his rants. I think he's funny as hell. I think that his insights are really good most of the time. I think he can be repetitive at times. I know I am a little bit sometimes too, but he's great. He is a big influence on me, NBA Chef. And Gubtown, I don't know Gubtown. I might have to check them out. NBA Chef, I'm glad he's on board with us. He wasn't always. He's a newer fan. He came with us in the bubble, and he's catched up, and he's okay. Like, I don't mind him. See, Chef can't give you the perspective that I can, because I've been with us since day one, and I felt everything that this franchise has felt since the very beginning, like deeply. I felt all this stuff early on with the 20-win seasons in the late 90s with Stoudemire and Carlos Rogers and Willie Anderson and Alvin Robertson. And, oh, man, I could name that whole original Raptor team. And yeah. Okay, let's see. Who else is here? Amateur Hour is the most consistent. I'll have to check them out. Oh, Darren says they're weak. We'll see. Okay, yeah, the Raptors community is growing, and it should be, because we should feel enthusiasm, and people want the content. People want to know what's going on, and people want to feel the enthusiasm and the passion, like, that I'm putting out there. You guys share it with me. Yeah, Raptor Freak is by far relatable. Been here long. Yeah, man. Fun guy, my Nigerian brother, man. If you've been there with me through all the hardship and stuff, that's the thing. It's earned, guys. It's earned. You can't just come to the parade after we've won and say you're a Raptor fan. You got to earn this, man, because there's been a lot of heartache. There's been a lot of sadness. Kenny, I think some YouTubers figured put Raptors talk generates traffic. Yeah, that's true. No, that's true. And I think Chev realized that, and I think that's why he's gone more heavy on Raptors content, is that our nation is big. It's big, and people want to learn about it, because there's a lot of unknowns about our team. So anywhere you can glean insight or stuff like that, like things that I'm talking about, it's a great place to go, because this is the thing. I'm watching these interviews with these players and different things like that, and I'm not just watching them from a basketball perspective. I'm watching them from a psychological perspective. Like, I'm really paying attention to how their face looks and how they're saying things and whether they're being real or not. And you can tell, because we've had players that have come through Toronto that have not been real, that have been kind of like, I'm just here to get a check and I'm just playing for the Raptors. And you can tell who's really bought in and who really is like a real one, as I put it. I'm calling them real ones, whether they're fans, players, or whoever. Like, are you a real one for Toronto? We have to find this out, because there's a lot of people that aren't real ones in some ways. They say they are, but they're not really. Yeah, it definitely does generate traffic. I don't know. We'll see. All right, guys. Oh, that is a huge compliment, MK. I love that. I love Nav. I'm the YouTube Nav. I'll take it. All right. Thanks, guys. Okay, Jubstown Clink, YouTuber bought into raps like you, Rap Freak. Okay. I'll have to check that. Actually, I think he's following me. I saw that name start following me a couple days ago. So maybe I should go check out their stuff too. All right, guys. Thanks so much. Really hyped today. Seriously, if y'all haven't seen it yet, go watch the Tech 9 video, Face Off, featuring Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Watch this video like 10 times this afternoon, and you'll be hyped. You'll be ready. Like, I love the lyric. It says, rob them, we're going to tear their face off. It's like, rob them, we're going to tear their face off. That's what they're saying in the chorus. And I'm like, yep, we're going to rob them, and we're going to tear their face off, because our team is scrappy as hell, and our deflections and our steals and our blocks, that's what's going to happen. That's why I love that song, Tech 9. It's just the perfect hype song. And when those rappers start going hyper speed, oh my gosh, I'm like, that's how we're going to play. Hyper speed, up and down the court, quick. And they won't know what hit them. They won't know what came and just stole the ball from them. They won't know that we're already down the court and jamming it on them. It's going to be all that. Oh my gosh. Let's see who else we got. Chris here. Who you got as the Raps leading scorer? Well, I think it'll be Pascal when it all shakes out, like over the long haul with averages. But once again, I don't like to ever emphasize on individual stats. I think that this team is all about team. And if we had, I was saying this yesterday to somebody, I don't think we'll get any all-stars this year, because it's going to be one of these things where we have such balance and so many good players that they're going to be like, well, they have like 4 all-stars. We can't choose from them. So they just won't pick any of them. So I highly predict that we won't have an all-star this year, because we're so balanced. And because we're so balanced, the scoring averages for our guys may be between like 15 and 20 for most of them. Like, they may all be almost like 15 to 20 points, of like 7 guys have like average between 15 to 20 points. And we have one guy that's averaging over 20, Pascal, or maybe even OG. OG could be averaging over 20. Now, if OG and Pascal are both averaging over 20, that wouldn't bother me. But it's really the balance. We want the balance. And I really think there's going to be like 7 guys that average between 15 to 20 points on this team. It's going to be way more spread out than just like one guy. That's just what I'm predicting. That's how I feel like it's going to go, because it's such a team concept. Yeah, Darren's got it right there. Pascal, OG tied top scorers. Let's see. Goran and Fred had great interviews. Much right. Yeah, I'll put the links in the bottom for anybody who's watching this and didn't get to see what Fred said and Goran said yesterday. The thing about, they were both good in different ways. Fred was good because of his attitude. Like, I love that. Like, he's like, what do you mean I'm not 6'9"? he's like, I think in my mind I'm 6'9". And like I said earlier, to me, he's like that small dog at the dog park who thinks he's like as big as a Saint Bernard, who's out there scrapping with a big dog. That's Fred to me. Like, in his mind, he's just as tall as the rest of the team. That's why positionless basketball is not going to leave him behind. Because in his mind, and that's why I said, honorarily, Fred should be the tallest player on this team this year. And we should even list him as our starting center, because that'll really fuck with other teams. It's positionless. Why not? Fred's our center, guys. Let's say it. We don't have a center. Oh, yeah, we do. It's Fred VanVleet. And then it's just like, what? Huh? You know, I could see that. It'd be hilarious. And Goran's interview was so awesome, because he sold out his old teammates, Jared Dudley and Louis Scola, for being unathletic. And Goran was just like straight up saying, we're going to play the pistol play. That's what I'm saying. We're telling everybody what we're going to do. This is Michael Jordan saying, I'm going to go left. I'm going to go right. I'm going to go left and go right around you and dunk the ball to his defender. And the defender heard him. He's like, what? You're going to do that? And he couldn't do anything to stop him. So Nick Nurse is telling everybody what our playbook is in the conferences. He's laying it all out for them. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. If he was worried about them stopping us, he wouldn't do that. He wouldn't tell them what he's going to do in the press conference if he was worried about the other teams being able to stop us. That's the thing. I just figured that out the other day. Why is he giving us all this information about what they're doing in practice, like literal X and O's and plays and schemes that they're doing? He's telling us, the press. He's telling the whole league, because He's Babe Ruth. He's pointing at the center field wall with his bat. He's saying, I'm going there. That's what's happening with this. I just realized it yesterday. So let's see. Team for sure. It's all about the chip. That's right, baby. And definitely, we can hear the questions right. Oh, yeah, it's much better in the press conference. It's true. Like, we're such a world-class organization. We should have microphones for the press people to be heard. We can hear the questions. But I kind of like watching the press conferences without hearing the questions because I always like the game of listening to answer and trying to figure out who Coach Nurse is talking about. And I'll be like, oh, he's talking about OG. He's talking about OG. Oh, no way. He's talking about Dragić. I'm like, oh, okay. He's talking about Dragić. That's kind of a fun game just for me. I don't know if anybody else was playing that too. Hype. Oh, yeah. Very hype. Yeah, fun guy. Imagine we're going to put the starting lineup out and put Fred at the C. Like, just to fuck with them. Isn't that hilarious? Oh, my gosh. He did deflect Drummond, and this is the thing. He plays doorstop defense. So these big guys, if they try and back him down, he's like he's wedged. He's wedged. They can't get any more position lower close to the basket because him and Lowry play that doorstop defense. They get far enough away from the basket and they hold their ground. And he's a little guy who's strong. He reminds me of somebody like Maurice Jones-Drew from the NFL. He's just a little pinball. It's like, bam, he's just tough. And that's the thing. Fred may be short, but he plays a lot taller than he is. And he did. He had like a lot of blocks last year on the down low. Let's see. Yeah, lift the roof, Freddie. Freddie he's our tallest guy in his head on the team. He's the tallest man on the Raptors this year. 1.7 blocks for our starting center. That's right. All right, guys. It's been an hour. I appreciate it. Y'all watch the game tonight. If you're going to the game, get loud. I'm so glad you're going, Sue. And proud of Raptors Nation. We're getting stronger and stronger every day. The more we see this team, the more we're going to understand and believe. It's just people don't trust believing yet because they've been let down so many years by different Toronto sports teams. And this isn't how it is anymore, guys. We have to be confident. We have Masai leading us, and we have it built the right way. So we should expect like success. If you do a job and you set up the job right, you know you're set up for success. And that's what the Raptors are. We're set up for success. So we need to believe in that. And I know we're going to do our part tonight, and we're going to get as loud as hell. We're going to have the loudest building in the NBA this year. And every time the other team has the ball, every time the Wizards have the ball tonight, defense, 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 the whole game. It doesn't matter if it's the beginning of the game. It doesn't matter if other people are quiet. If you're that one person out there that starts that defense chance, I'm going to love you. I'm going to love you. I will shake your hand. I will send you money for if you go to the game tonight and you start a defense chant every single time the other team has the ball. All right, y'all. We're hungry, and dinner's bound to get served tonight. Serve up some Washington Wizards and see how our Raptors devour them. Oh, yeah. Let's win, baby. Just win, baby. Oh, no. We'll go tell the face off. Oh, no. We'll go tell the face off.